Aries. Aries symbol: you can have a tough time making clear choices today, dear Aries, and it may be that you need more time to intuit your next move. This is likely a sign that you need to take care of unfinished business before moving forward. In fact, a new moon occurs tomorrow, and it will redirect you. Today's better for observing. Nevertheless, there can be some restlessness stirred with others if you're not entirely on the same page. Topics of money or resources and respect can be tricky ones. Avoid quick reactions to problems for best results now. Taurus. Taurus symbol: on this day before a new moon, dear Taurus, it's best to wind down. And, with awkward aspects, it's best to settle with not knowing your next step, even though you may want to sort something out. If you feel hemmed in, you can experience some restlessness. It's best to seek out ways to improve your projects and methods and avoid strict schedules if possible, as you need breathing room to feel inspired. It's not the best time for work or routine matters to run smoothly, but you're certainly ready to put in the effort. As well, a new moon occurring tomorrow will help redirect you. Gemini. Gemini symbol: on this day before a new moon, dear Gemini, it's a good idea to wind down. A couple of transits point to some indecision and perhaps poor judgment as well. You may need to accept that there are some ambiguities and uncertainties temporarily and wait out a decision. It may be that friends and lovers aren't mixing well, or that fears of having the rug pulled out from under you interfere with the enjoyment of the moment. Try not to allow fear of change or surprise to bring you down. The moon's move into your sector of joy today helps you focus on emotional replenishment. Cancer. Cancer symbol: on this day before a new moon, dear Cancer, a couple of awkward aspects make it best to unwind, observe, and reflect. You may not be sure whether you want to stick with what's safe or branch out and try new things. You can also have some trouble concentrating on facts and figures. Plans may not pan out to the letter, but sidetracking could lead to new ideas. It's best to avoid taking on too much today, nor should you make a significant commitment. Uncertainty or unreliability in your social life may leave you feeling not as grounded or secure as you'd like. However, tomorrow's new moon will redirect you, and today is good for reflecting. Leo. Decisions are unlikely to be clear-cut today, dear Leo. It's best to wait for a time when your intuition and mind are working together harmoniously, if possible. On this day before a new moon, transits reinforce the need to wind down, reflect, and observe rather than push forward. There may be some scattering of energies, and you may be on the fence about whether to play things safe or take a personal risk. Uncertainty about your long-term goals or general direction might interfere with your current projects and state of mind. Aim to check in with yourself to understand whether your impulses come from a real need and not just boredom. Virgo. On this day before a new moon, dear Virgo, it makes good sense to observe and reflect rather than innovate. Today's transits reinforce the need to reserve judgment. The desire is there to sort out your practical affairs, but distractions are plenty. Don't fret too much about it, since being temporarily out of sync can have the effect of redirecting you out of a rut. There can be tension if part of you needs to unwind, relax, or focus on building something you already have, while another part wants to branch out and see what else is out there for you. Both needs are valid, but staying in a state of indecision isn't your favorite place to be. The best advice now is to think things through before making commitments. Libra. The moon heads into your sign today, dear Libra, pulling up emotional needs that beg for your attention. It's a fine time to get in touch with feelings you may have brushed aside. Even so, there can be some distractions today. You're not likely to have all the facts to make good choices and decisions, and waiting things out may be the best idea. Tomorrow's new moon will happen in your sign, and it's a time of new beginnings. Today is better for clearing the slate. Try not to let emotional restlessness stir the pot. Impulsiveness may not work well if you haven't yet engaged with your intuition. Scorpio. You may feel some guilt or restlessness today, dear Scorpio, but it's crucial to try to unwind and distress rather than wind yourself up. There's a new moon tomorrow that will redirect and motivate you in the coming days. You may not feel ready or up to the task right now, but you're simply reorienting yourself, and taking some time to process and digest is essential. It's a time for respecting your boundaries and getting in touch with what you want before pushing forward, so give yourself emotional space and time. Sagittarius. You could experience some energy or motivation dips today, dear Sagittarius, but it's a good time to take a step back and give yourself time to adjust. Tomorrow's new moon begins a new cycle, but today, it's better to wind down, tie up loose ends, reflect, or observe. Restlessness can be an issue now, but you're turning a corner, so be patient. Transits today don't make it easy to fully relax and enjoy yourself with some uncertainty about work or health on your brain. However, getting time to yourself can be particularly helpful and grounding as you get in better touch with your needs. Capricorn. This morning, with your mind at odds with your intuition, it's probably a good idea to avoid big decisions or talking off the top of your head, dear Capricorn. You may need a break from overthinking things. As the day advances, it's also wise to avoid rushing into anything. There can be a mismatch between your desire to advance your goals and your need for entertainment. Or, uncertainties in your personal life interfere with your concentration temporarily. Energy and confidence can lift you very high and then dip, much like a sugar high. As such, it makes sense to be moderate with commitments or promises, remembering your limits. Tomorrow, a new moon will redirect you. For now, aim to wind down. Aquarius. You are generally quite intrigued with new ideas and experiences these days, dear Aquarius. Still, this morning, you might lack a clear plan or worry about unfinished business. You don't have all the answers today, but consider that you may not need them quite yet. The day doesn't get more decisive as it advances. You can be in the mood to connect with others, but uncertainties or inconsistencies in your home, family, or personal life can distract you. Or schedules change at a moment's notice. Look for balance rather than trying to push either one drive or the other. Tomorrow's new moon begins a new cycle, and it's an optimistic one. Today, aim to wind down and avoid stressing. Pisces. Consider that you may not have enough information about money matters, joint business ventures, or shared resources to draw satisfying conclusions today, dear Pisces. As well, distractions can interfere with your desire to go deep in a particular subject or endeavor. However, you're moving towards an excellent period for discovering ideas and news that gives you great insight or relief. For now, Aim to be moderate and avoid going over the top since judgment may be off, skewed a little by expectations. A new moon occurs tomorrow, and its energies tend to redirect you. For now, observe, reflect, and wind yourself down for best results.